Greetings and welcome to African Vibes. So I meet a lot of people from America, African Americans, and I meet people from the Caribbean who tell me that they've done a DNA test and they're Ghanaian, they're Nigerian, they're Cameroonian. And I always ask them, what tribe are you? And some of them tell me, oh, I don't know. And I said to them, well, you realize that before Africans were colonized, we were tribesmen. It was the Congo Conference or the West African Conference, or what's popularly known as the Berlin Conference of 1884, that divided Africa into countries. So I tell them, no Ghanaian was colonized, no Nigerian was colonized, no Cameroonian, no Togolese, etc. was colonized. Mandinka people were colonized, Akan people, Fulani people, Yoruba people, Igbo people, etc. Tribes or ethnic groups of people were colonized. So when you tell me you're Ghanaian or Nigerian, according to your DNA test, I get a bit baffled because those countries did not exist when your ancestors were colonized. Now today, we have countries that were created by the colonizers. Now within these countries, there are different ethnic groups. So it makes it difficult to identify what's a national identity. For example, there's no national dress of Ghana because there's so many different groups. There's no national food of Ghana because there's so many different groups. So we can't say, for example, fufu is a national food of Ghana because not fufu is a food of every ethnic tribe. We can't say that Agbaja is a dance of Ghana because not every tribe is Ewe. So the colonizers created countries out of people that lived together as one. Yes, we had our tribal wars, but before we were colonized, we had kingdoms, we had empires, and we lived in that system. Different ethnic groups moved along nicely, but now we have countries and borders that were created by colonizers. So again, when people tell me they're from Nigeria, for example, I met a woman and she said to me, oh, I did my DNA test, I'm from Nigeria. So I said, oh, interesting. She said to me, why? I said, well, do you know what tribe you are? She said, no. So I said, that might be a problem. So she said to me, well, if I go to Nigeria, won't they accept me? I said, no, they accept you. But the first thing they'll ask you is, where are you from? Because it's true, when you meet an African or you're in the motherland, they'll say to you, where are you from? And they mean, where are your people from? So if you're not able to trace your ethnic group, then it's a bit, confusing. When you're born as an African, the name you're given is your ethnic name. For example, Equia means a girl born on a Wednesday of that Kan tribe. My mother is a Krobo. So if I'd be named after my mother's tribe, I'd be called Dede because Dede means a firstborn daughter. But her father was Gan. So I'd be Na, whatever. There's like Na, there's different type of names in the Gan tribe. Let me think of some quickly. Na Yele, Na Koko for women. So there's different, and your name tells you exactly your roots, where you're from. So again, when people do this DNA test and they tell me they're from Cameroon or Ghana or Togo, I'm a bit confused. And some will say, oh, I'm a Akan. And I said, okay, are you an Akan from Ghana or are you an Akan from Cote d'Ivoire? And then they look a bit baffled because you see the Akans were separated by the colonizers. In fact, the colonizers have done a great disservice to us. And when I moved to Ghana in 1995, I used to say, oh, tribe doesn't matter. We're all the same. We're all the same. But since doing research for my African books that I wrote, I realized that tribe really doesn't matter because that is who we are. We're not Ghanaians. We're not Nigerians. We're not Kenyans. We are the tribes that we are. And it's the colonizers who want us to forget who we are. But we should never forget that. Anyway, join me next week for another African Vibes.